before we get to all the other stuff, Carmelo Anthony, everything going on in the UK right now, I want to talk about the Iran war. I've kind of put this on the back burner recently just because nothing's really been happening. Like, nothing's going on. Except every few minutes we'll just throw some rockets around the Middle East and then call it a day. And then we'll go back to a week and a half to 2 weeks of just nothing. What are we doing? What's going on? Now, I've made my position on this very clear, and I've been fairly consistent on it. I really don't care what we do as long as we don't get drawn into another forever situation. If we want to just go and quickly and efficiently execute a couple of military goals in the Middle East and in and out 20-minute adventure, that's fine. That's okay with me. I don't care. However, the closer and closer we get to being in some long, drawn-out 20-year forever war, the less and less I like it. This has been my position the entire time. Listen, I'm a big Trump fan. I like Trump. I like what we did in, what's that country? The one with the oil. Venezuela. Good grief. How did I forget that? Venezuela. We went in there real quick, grabbed Maduro, got out. It's perfect. Perfect operation. I love it. As long as the stuff we're doing is kind of like that, Trump has my blessing to do whatever the hell he wants. However, it's starting to seem like we're just kind of stuck in a rut with really no off-ramp here in Iran, and I don't want that. So, just to catch you up, in case this kind of became white noise for you like it did for me and you tuned it out, here is the latest updates. Basically, Israel and Iran threw a couple of missiles at each other because that's just what they do. We're in the middle of negotiations and they just start shooting at each other. Nobody really knows why. I think Israel was shooting at Lebanon and Iran didn't like that. So they started shooting at Israel and Israel started shooting back at them and la-di-da-di-da. So after that, Trump basically said, hey, both of you guys pipe down. And they were like, okay, we'll stop. Great. Perfect. Fantastic. They're great peacemaker. Then what happened after that, for reasons that I can't sort out, it doesn't seem like anybody really knows, Iran just shot down one of our Blackhawks. Now, thank God none of our soldiers were hurt at all, but they shot down one of our Black Hawk helicopters. So we fired a couple of missiles at them. Great. So where does that leave the ceasefire? Where does that leave the negotiations? Now what? And let's say this doesn't hurt the ceasefire because who knows at this point? I mean, there's really no standard for what does or does not break the ceasefire anymore. Like, we'll throw some missiles at each other, and then 30 minutes later, oh, we're done. Ceasefire's back. Great. We're still negotiating. Perfect. How long are we going to do this for? What is the end game? What is the goal? The goal is they pledge not to have a nuclear weapon. Okay, fine. How are we going to get them to do that? And if we can't, then at that point, let's just go back to the way things were, where, every 10 years or so, we just bomb the hell out of them to make sure they can't get one. Because that seems to be, honestly, the most realistic option. Like, let's do whatever we have to do to get the Strait of Hormuz open and flowing. Whatever we need to hit, whatever we need to destroy, to make sure that Iran has no capacity to close the Strait of Hormuz. Let's hit that. Do whatever we got to do. Maybe we're ferrying ships through with our Navy for a while. I don't care. Get the Strait of Hormuz open. And then, every 6 months, we'll just carpet bomb the coastline to make sure they don't try to close it again. And then every 10 years or so, if we have to, we'll go destroy some nuclear facility. But at some point, we either have to have a peace deal or just wipe every single aspect of that country's governance off the face of the earth. Because it's becoming increasingly clear to me, and it should be to everyone else, that I don't think these guys are ever just going to sign a piece of paper we give them. So let's just remove them from being a problem at all. Bomb their power plants, bomb every single government building they have, and let the Iranian people sort out the mess. That's where I'm at right now. All right, we got a lot more coming up. We'll be right back in just a moment.